reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
KLEK 102.5 FM, good morning to you on your Monday. It's March 26, 2018. This is Community Conversations. Cato Wonder, I'm here in the studio with Quabila. We're supposed to have a guest today, but our guest has not arrived yet. So just going to sit here and talk to you this morning. I want to talk about our first annual pledge drive that we had last week. And first of all, I just want to say thank you to each and every person who participated in the pledge drive. Thank you to all of the volunteers who put in long hours. Thank you to the board of directors who volunteered their time as well. And of course, most importantly, thank you to each and every person that made their pledge of support. We are just so thankful for each and every one of you. Because of your support, it allows us to continue to do the things that we do to serve the community, to provide shows such as Community Conversations. And we raised a total of $14,390 in pledges. Now let me explain that. That doesn't mean we have $14,390 sitting here right now. What it basically means is this is the amount of money that people have agreed to donate to us. And some people did make their donations on the spot, the one-time donations, but we had people that signed up for recurring monthly donations, which is good, and that's what we actually wanted. We wanted people to donate monthly because we have expenses that come monthly, so we want to make sure that we continue to make our expenses. Now, I don't want it to seem like that the station is in trouble or that we're in danger of going off there. No, it's not that. We were doing this to grow, to do more, to expand on the things that we're doing. So I believe Quabila's ready to talk. I'm gonna let her speak a little bit. Then I'm gonna kind of get into listing some of the people who did donate so that we can thank them.
All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, and I'm happy to be back after a much-needed spring break. And I just want to say personally thank you to everyone who donated, who made pledges to KLEK 102.5 FM. As we stated during our pledge drive, we want to reach out to the community more. During my time off, I've been doing a lot of writing, planning for things I would like to do within the community, and I just would love to see the support of the people. We want to take community conversations outside of the studio, and I've been in talks with someone about different locations that we can use to make that possible. But of course, we need the community to come out and be a part of the panel and the audience so we can get your feedback. And also, we would love your feedback on the types of topics you would love to discuss. Now, the morning show Community Conversations is basically centered around people who are working within the community. We will touch on some other topics. There will be some relationship topics coming up in April, and also some health awareness and social awareness issues. But for the most part, it's all community-centered, community-focused. But outside of the studio, we want to expand the conversation just a little bit more, so please help us in our efforts to do that. Give us your topics. Tell us what you want to talk about. So I thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. I love doing the show. I love serving you all. Help us keep doing that.
And before we get into our list of donors, want to once again extend a special thanks to Full Sun Gifts. Full Sun Gifts is located 606 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro, and they were the sponsors of our KLEK gifts. And excuse me for being stopped up. Those gifts are still available if you still want to make your pledge. A $20 pledge or more gets you a KLEK bumper sticker. A $50 or more pledge gets you a keychain along with the bumper sticker. A $100 pledge gets you a KLEK mug, the keychain, and the bumper sticker. And $250 or more gets you the hat, the mug, the bumper sticker, and the keychain. So we want to thank Full Sun Gifts. And of course, if you'd like to make your pledge to support, you can call the station anytime at 870-277-1080. Again, that's 870-277-1080. Or you can go on our all-new website, klekfm.org. And if you haven't checked out our new website, you should check it out. In fact, if you go to our website right now, at the top of the screen, it will say KLEK TV is live. Click here to watch now. So when we actually go live on Facebook, our website actually goes live at the same time. So that's another way in which you can see KLEK. And we want to thank Brandon Tabor, aka BT Groove, Unity 10th Web Design, for the redesign of our website.
I want to say good morning to Laquita Creighton. Thank you for checking in and watching us on our live stream. And just like Laquita, anyone else can check in on our live stream. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of KLEK, how we have helped serve the community, how you would like us to help serve the community, and share the video with everyone you know. That's how we get the word out.
Excuse me. We're gonna now name our one-time individual donors. These were donors that made a one-time pledge or donation to KLEK. Now, I can't name everybody that donated. Some people did choose to remain anonymous, and we will honor and respect that. But these are the people who said it was okay to name them. So, Corey Mills, Anita Versey, Dr. Wilbert Gaines, Melissa Elliott, Cora Hester, Elnora Hunt, Veronica Bell, Dr. Shane Hunt, Ebony Wilson, Senator John Cooper, Marva Walker, Jeff Presley, Dr. Sharice Jones Branch, Tanita Wathel, Jolene Mullet, Wes Eddington, Samuel Arthur Nash, Marcia Smith, Patrick Hilson, Shia Washington, Tanika Marie Nero, Bernard Cobbs, Willie House, Bobby and Dr. Karen McDaniel, Darlene Dotson, Carrie Marshall, Sandra Combs, Audrey Jones, Norma Farrell, George Farrell, Irma R. Morris, Mary Hudson, and Lamar Smith.
Thank you to everyone.
And now for our individual monthly donors, these are people who agreed to make a minimum $20 a month pledge. And during the pledge drive, we said 67 cents a day can go a long way towards KLEK. And that's basically what a $20 pledge comes to, 67 cents a day. And these people answered the challenge and became monthly donors. Dr. Lonnie R. Williams, Scott Wilhite, Chief Rick Elliott, D'Angelo Clark, Reverend Dr. Greg Ota, Emma Agnew, Senator John Cooper, Cade Holliday, Teresa Jones, and Reginald Prunty. And then we have our one-time business underwriters. These were businesses who agreed to do a one-time sponsorship of KLEK. And again, we thank each and every one of these businesses for doing so. And again, if you are a business, you can still become one of our sponsors or one of our underwriters. And for our businesses, in exchange for your support of KLEK, you get acknowledged with underwriting announcements. You actually get your name and what you do heard on the radio. We call it business card announcements. It's your name, your address, phone number, and some of the products and services that you offer to help brand yourself and to expose your brand to our listeners and supporters. So our one-time business underwriters are Karis Grants and Services, the Arkansas State University Office of Diversity, the Arkansas State University Multicultural Center, which is our Community Conversations video sponsor. And Kabila, if you can get that graphic up on the screen, we got a nice little sponsorship for the Office of the Multicultural Center and Career Services, and that's headed by Dr. Lonnie Williams and Dr. Yvette Allen. New Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church and Christway United Methodist Church. And finally, we have our monthly recurring underwriters and sponsors. These are people who have agreed to sponsor monthly. And we have the McDaniel Law Firm, which is actually a returning sponsor of KLEK. And we are thankful for the McDaniel Law Firm for returning back to us. And our newest business underwriter sponsor, the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
That is really awesome. We want to just thank again everyone. We still have items in the studio if you are in town.
Yes, please play it so we can get them out of here.
We have coffee mugs and bumper stickers and hats. So please come by the studio. Those of you who made a pledge and didn't get your items,
please contact the studio so that we can make sure that you get your donation items. But one of the things that was unique, kind of shows you about the spirit of giving that we have here in Jonesboro. Some people that made larger pledges said, well, you know what, I've got enough coffee mugs. Give it to the next person that pledged, or I'm cool with the hat. Give it to someone else. I'm just doing this just to support you all.
Yes, that shows their dedication and their commitment to us as a station, as your community radio station. I mean, we're here to entertain, educate, and empower. And with your pledges, we are going to be able to pick up on more programming, more information that's vital to the community.
And we still have several projects that we want to do. Again, the purpose of the pledge drive wasn't to save KLEK. I want to, because some people think when you do things like this that means the station is in trouble. No, it's not like that at all. I mean, we're doing good, and we thank God for sustaining us, but we want to grow. And some of the things that we want to do as far as growing that we talked about doing the pledge drive, we want to expand our tower. We currently broadcast at a tower of 47 feet. But we want to double that to 100 feet, which will allow for our signal to be stronger in Jonesboro. So if you're like me and stay on the western part of town and the signal is a little iffy, that would make it stronger and make the reception better. We want to go out and do more in the community. Kwabila mentioned earlier about doing community conversations in different places. We want to have the equipment to better be able to do that. When we play music, we want to have the top of the line sound system to be at those events. In fact, got one that I was booked for this coming weekend for the Kappa League. Yeah, they're taking advantage of that sponsorship already. Shout out to Cornelius.
All right.
But we want to have the equipment to do that. We want to, get the latest audio equipment in the studio. We want to upgrade the furnishings, and because of supporting pledges already, we had an anonymous pledge before our pledge drive even began. And so if you're looking on our live feed and you see the graphics and the split screen and all the other things that we're able to do on our video, that was made possible by that anonymous sponsorship that was like a couple days before the pledge drive even began. So we want to be able to do more. So we're going to continue to ask for your support.
All right. And so, again, I mean, just because the pledge drive is over, you can still give us your support, but also let us know what you want us to do for you. Again, I can't stress enough. Tell us what topics you would like to hear. I mean, I could sit here all day and tell you what I want to talk about, but that's not what's important. It's all about you. So please reach out to us. And then also, you can check us out on Instagram and Facebook. I try to stay up to date with all of the community events. And that's another thing. Please send us your events. Anything that's going on in the community that is free or fundraiser, please send them to KLEK 1025 FM.
Or we got the KLEK at klekfm.org back working.
Okay. So KLEK at klek.org.
No, klekfm.org.
Oh,
it's okay.
Okay, I'm going to get that right. KLEK at klekfm.org or klek1025@gmail.com. Send us your flyers. Send us your information concerning your community events, and we'll be happy to post them.
And of course, if you noticed, we're starting to post more of these on our website. We want our website to become an active not donate. Well, yeah, we do want those donations on the website as well. Destination. In fact, I'm going to get into a couple of the announcements on here. In fact, one that I posted last night. This is rally in Jonesboro to draw attention to mass incarceration. There will be a rally to raise awareness of mass incarceration that will take place May 19th, 2018 at the Greater Dimensions World Outreach Ministries Church, 3307 Ray Street in Jonesboro, where Apostle Carlos A. Turner is the pastor. The event will begin with a special showing of the movie The House I Live In at 10:30 a.m., followed by the rally at 12 noon. Special guest speakers are Arkansas State. Oh, and our guest is here, so let me wrap up this announcement. We're going to bring in Mr. Shamal Carter and talk about more fun stuff. But special guest speakers are Arkansas State Representatives Brant Smith from Craighead County and Monty Hodges from Mississippi County. Free food will be provided and music will be by KLEK 102.5 FM. The event will be hosted by Future for Felons, a nonprofit organization formed to help convicted felons get a second chance at life. So more information is available at the church, 870-930-1436, and you can see that flyer along with some of our other community announcements on our website, klekfm.org. Our guest, Mr. Shamal Carter, is now joining us, so I'm about to get up.
All right. I just want to make one more comment concerning our website. When I do get up and going on that, stay tuned for the Queen's Court, which will be recognizing women in the community, and also stay tuned for my blog post that I'll be making. So I will definitely let you know in advance when those are coming out. So just stay tuned. The Queen's Court and the Q's Spot blog post. All right. So without further ado, let's get into talking to Mr. Shamal Carter. So with this first segment, we only have like 5 minutes left. So we're going to keep it short and then get into more details in the second segment. So thank you for joining us. I apologize. I didn't give you the right time. Please forgive me for that.
That's fine. No big deal.
But we're going to be talking about your efforts to raise awareness for bullying because it is getting out of control.
That it is.
Okay, so there have been so many reports, even in the past 2 weeks, about children still attempting suicide because of bullying. Kids are getting hurt. I saw one report, a girl parent was at the school. As soon as the parent left, got called right back. The girls rushed to the hospital. Too much. It's too much.
And I mean, it's happening right in our own community, and right under our noses. I know we saw on the news, the Memphis news, and I think it was South Haven, the little 13-year-old that committed suicide. And people say, well, that's just down the road. You don't think about your babies here that's attempting it, that's in our area, which is a big deal, which is a real big deal. People don't take into account the effects of bullying. They don't think about how it makes the next person feel. And I believe a few months ago when we were on here, we talked about your personal bullying story and how it affected you years down the road. And people are not aware of that. People are not aware of that.
No, and I want to highlight, and we'll get more into this. You hosted an event at Evelyn Watson Center several weeks ago, and I was happy to see the crowd that was there. Thank you for live streaming that. I felt like I was a part of the conversation. I love all the references you gave on what constitutes as bullying. Some people don't realize some of the simple, what we used to call joning, the dozens, that can cut some people fairly deep because we don't know what's going on in their home.
You have, in our honesty, you have a different group of children now. When we were coming up, years and years ago, before my time, I believe you're more of my dad's. You're my dad's era, maybe a little bit.
I'm still 40.
But even in 80s, 70s, 80s, early 90s, joning was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I constituted with stand-up. You saw a lot of people doing stand-up that did it, and we thought it was funny. So, of course, everybody took it and ran with it. Little did we know that it affected people the way it did. Back in the day, we would fight and get it over with and go on about our business. Today, it's a different story. Today, if we're not hurting ourselves, we're hurting other people because of how we were hurt.
And let's look at this case. I know this is still fresh. The incident, the school shooting that happened in Maryland. This young boy, now this wasn't bullying, but again, it goes to when someone's feelings are hurt, they hurt other people. This young boy had his heart broke in essence. So he in turn did what he felt he needed to do. I know that's not essentially bullying, but at the same time, when someone is hurt, again, they hurt other people.
Most definitely.
Too many of these incidents are happening. Again, we've talked about before, some of the other school shootings, though, that have happened was a result of bullying. There was a result of some mental issue going on that was unrecognized, undiagnosed, untreated.
You think about, and a lot of people may not agree with my views on this, but you think about the case in Florida. You think about the young man, what he had went through prior to. He had went through a lot of things. And, judging by his age, maybe he was some type of special education or something in that manner. And I'm sure people made fun of him. He had just lost his parents. There was a lot going on with that. And nobody took the time to say, hey, what's going on? He was kicked out of school. And believe it or not, administration can be bullies. Teachers can be bullies. Parents can be bullies. I hope ain't no kids watching, but
they better be in school. It's Monday.
But parents can be bullies just because. And I heard this a lot growing up. Well, why do I have to do it? Because I'm your mama. Well, what makes that fair?
And I'm a mama, and I have to catch myself. And even though my son is 20 now, I still catch myself You're going to respect me because I'm your mother.
Because I'm your mother. and now respect is one thing, but for instance, I got this bad myself. Go get me a glass of water. Why I gotta get a glass of water? Because I said so. Okay. Now I'm not being fair, because in our essence, I go get my own glass of water. But instead, I'm pushing other people, you know what I'm saying, to do what I want to do. I'm manipulating you, you know, in so many ways.
Okay. We're going to hold that thought right there and get back into this conversation. I want to say hello to Miss Mabel Ricci Prunty. She says, hey, nephew, and Shanquetta Cunningham says, hello, Shamal. Well, good morning to you all. Thank you for tuning in.
Good morning.
And we'll be right back after these announcements. Please don't go anywhere. Join us again.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Husbands, how should you handle a house divided? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. Somehow a small disagreement turned into a major dispute. You and your spouse continued to fight until it got out of control. Now you're left standing alone in the kitchen, knowing she's upstairs in the bedroom with a hurting heart. Our first instinct is to stand our ground and win the argument. But when you do that, nobody really wins. So, what should you do? Hold your spouse higher than your pride. Don't focus on being right. Focus on the relationship. Keep your eyes on the goal of having a peace-seeking, joy-filled marriage. Remember, your family first.
Want to connect with Mark on Twitter? You can. Follow him at twitter.com/Mark Merrill.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Now it's even easier than ever to support KLEK 102.5 FM. If you love what we do and want to support us, you can now donate by simply sending a text message. That's right. All you have to do is text the keyword GIVE to KLEK to 844-544-7171. Once again, text the keyword GIVE to KLEK to 844-544-7171 to make your donation. And don't worry how to spell it. Either way you spell it, whether using the number 2, letter T-O, or T-O-O. If you text GIVE to KLEK to 844-544-7171, you will be able to make your tax-deductible donation. We're your community radio station where it's all about your life, your music. Don't forget, text GIVE to KLEK to 844-544-7171.
KLEK thanks C.J. Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com. Meineke of Jonesboro is now Starks Auto Service, a full-service auto repair and vehicle maintenance center, offering engine and transmission repair, brake service, tires, oil changes, and more, performed by ASE certified mechanics. The all-new Starks Auto Service, 2813 South Caraway Road in Jonesboro, 870-204-7112. Starks Auto Service, Jonesboro.com.
Hello, I'm Officer Victoria Evans. I have always had a desire to help others in need and to be an example and role model to young women by encouraging them to never give up on their dreams. My dream was to become a police officer and to serve my community. In 2016, that dream became a reality, and it is the most rewarding experience of my life. Now I want to let you know about the same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing every month for patrol officers. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com or at the Police Department, 1001 South Caraway Road. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information is available at 870-935-5657.
Hello, my name is Quabila. I am over 40 and trying to live my best life possible, but I have secondary lymphedema. It has truly altered my life. The most frustrating part of this is that it went undiagnosed and improperly treated. After enduring several surgeries, I was told in a nonchalant way that maybe losing weight will help. I urge you to listen to your body, do your research, and talk to your doctor. Don't waste time on getting the help you need now.
At 33, a wife of 17 years and 3 children, my name is Kara Maxwell. I was diagnosed with lymphedema after the treatment of breast cancer. Learning about the lymphedema diagnosis is on the rise in the medical community, although there's the least interest of research. Learning I have lymphedema inspired me to become an advocate. Be aware.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. You're tuned in with me, Quabila Jones, and my special guest, Shamal Carter from Mid-South Health Systems. We started out the conversation talking about bullying, and I'm going to let Shamal finish since he's the expert in this field and expert in mental health. I want him, though, to highlight also an event he hosted where there were a lot of youth that attended and some other peer leaders. And so tell us more about what spearheaded that event, how, what was the feedback after the event, the conversation that we didn't get to hear from the live feed.
Well, the event, it wasn't my event.
Okay,
I was the keynote for that particular event. It was sponsored by Kappa League and the Gears Foundation.
Okay.
With my real good friend Cornelius Moore.
That's my new brother.
That's my guy. But I started out Jonesboro Public Schools. I go in and I do an anti-bullying rally with them in the school. I've done it at Health and Wellness. I'm getting ready to do it at Math and Science, as well as Micro Society. But the basics of it is people that they say they're being bullied, but they don't know what bullying is.
Okay.
So Kappa League had me come in and we did a just like a summit. And in this summit, I was able to identify some things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, as far as, adults and children. I was able to do a demonstration to help people understand the effects of bullying. The demonstration that I did was simply I used a piece of paper and I used different people from the audience. In that demonstration, I helped people understand that, our feelings are like paper.
Okay.
Our feelings are like paper. Once you are torn or once you are crumbled and threw away, it's hard to come back from that. And people never, if you ask me, people never come back from it. They deal with it. They put it in a place in their mind and they just put it back there where, okay, this is this, I'm done, whatever. That's how people normally do. But my job is to make you aware of what's going on and the resources that you have and to kind of get away from it. We have so many youth that are committing suicide because they can't deal with what's going on. And when I say they can't deal with what's going on, they don't have the proper means. Everybody makes it seems like it's a bad thing to go to someone for help, especially in our African American community. Joning, like we talked about before, joning is one of those things that we just thought was cool. People have taken it to a whole nother level. And kids are not able to adjust. And kids are not able to, process this is just fun and games. Because now these attacks are very personal. Because I can't afford Jordans, you're going to talk about me. Or because I can't afford Polo, you're going to talk about me. I can't say that I've dealt with it forever. In my book, I talk about bullying, but I talk about being the bully as well.
Okay.
Because as a child, some things I didn't have that other kids did have. My mom had several children, so, Walmart was our Dillard's, and so kids made fun of that. So in making fun of that, it hurt my feelings so that now that I'm an adult and I have the money, I may buy underclothes from Walmart, maybe socks, but because that sits with me still to this day, that's something that we deal with. But we shouldn't be, as a society, labeled, by the clothes that we wear.
That's right.
Some of the smartest people I see, rich men wearing Velcro shoes. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
And they probably giving Hanes all their money.
Right.
And Fruit of the Loom.
Right. And I mean, that's just something that, we don't take into consideration the effects of bullying. First there's bullying, and then there's isolation. And then after isolation, then there's depression. And after depression, you sit there for so long, depression overtakes you. And then you have the suicidal ideations. You have the thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You can't control those thoughts. And if you don't get help, those voices control you. And so in being controlled, that's when you're, 8, 9, 10 years old, and you trying to figure out, why am I feeling this way? Okay. I don't want to live. Then you get the suicide attempts. And they may not make it the first time, but guess what happens? We send them to acute hospitals. Okay. And they're around other kids who have attempted and other kids that feel this way. So now they don't just sit there and look at the wall. They actually talk about what they're dealing with. Okay. So now they bring back more insight. So I know if it didn't work with me trying to hang myself, now I'll go take some of mom and dad's pills. Okay. Maybe my fruit, my fruit vitamins wasn't what I needed, but I know mom got this medication that when she's hurting, she take that. So I'm gonna go take that medication.
So do you feel that there needs to be some restructuring in these acute care facilities? When it comes to the type of therapy or counseling or treatment that these children receive to some degree?
I don't know if I can comment on that.
Okay. We're going to leave that alone. But I do want to ask this question. Has there been any studies, to your knowledge, done when it comes to suicide, bullying, and then now kids are starting to turn the other way and hurt other people by shooting, unfortunately, we've seen it in school shootings, but has there been any study done to what pushes a person to suicide versus hurting someone else?
I haven't found a national study.
Okay.
Through my personal cases, just with around here in our area, the form of bullying kind of pushes a kid one way or another. Okay. Cyberbullying will push you to hurt a lot of people. Okay. Just because you have everybody making fun of you, versus you being bullied by one person in school, or being bullied by a boss, or being bullied by one particular person, okay. And then you like, okay, I'm not good enough, I can't make it, and you then retreat from people and you go back to yourself in isolation, and your depression kind of takes you over at that point.
Okay. I would love to see more. I'm saying this as a community member, as a parent. I would love to see more reform. I guess if that's the word. More awareness, I'll put it like that, between the administrators, the parents. Let's start holding these adults responsible to some degree for what goes on in the school. They are responsible for those children almost 8 hours a day. I know teachers are underpaid, and I apologize, even though I have nothing to do with that. I hate that they're underpaid and, overworked. But if we could put a little more awareness into the day, recognizing students who are quote unquote troublemakers, there are some underlying issues. I really hate to hear kids being labeled as bad. They're just bad. No, there's something there. Yes, some kids are just going to test your limits, period. But there are some kids who, that's the only way they know how to cry out for help is to act out. There's a root to that behavior somewhere.
For every action, there's a reaction. Okay. 9 times out of 10, there's something going on beyond what you see at school. Okay. So, one personal situation I know of here is we have a family that mom, well, they're not here anymore, but mom was going out and the kids were staying at home by themselves all night. Wow. And they were leaving a 10, 11-year-old at home to feed, to tend to the 3-year-old and the 7-year-old, I think it was. So when the child got to school the next day, they were tired, they were cranky, they were upset. You know what I'm saying? And people would pick with them. And so that was them bullying them because they were tired. So they retaliated and they began to bully other children. based off of how they were being treated, but nobody knew that, hey, I'm mama when I'm at home. You know, I'm 11, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, you know, I'm doing everything that my mom is supposed to be doing. So it becomes, you know, a big issue that nobody, you know, cares to identify. Nobody cares to sit down and say, hey, what's going on? You know, they just want to say, we're going to kick you out of school. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Instead of trying to find out what the reason is. And the reason, you know, is never one person's fault. You have to understand, you know, in any kind of relationship, even with kids or whatever kind of relationship it is, it's never anybody's fault because both people got to take responsibility for whatever happens. If there's a divorce, it's not my husband's fault. It's not my fault, but it's our fault because we have to identify the issues that we dealt with. We never took the time to say what's going on.
That's right.
If I did something that was not, and this is something that I researched, if I did something that displeased you, at what point did you say, what did I do to make him do that? Same way with our kids. If they do something that make us, okay, why did you do that? Okay, did I not sit down and explain to my baby that this was not supposed to go this way? Did I do this? Did I do that? And it helps you to understand life more because a lot of times in life we go around pointing the finger at everybody else. We never take responsibility for what we done, but we make sure the other person at the other end of the problem is you did this, you did that. Even if he was or she was in the wrong, how many times did you say, what did I do? What could I have done different? Okay. As a parent, as a teacher, as a community advocate, what could I have done different to help this child? Or what could I have done different to help, you know, my situation? Wow. Because we're as a society, we're going to point the finger because we're hurt.
That's right.
And hurt never gets you anywhere because you don't understand why somebody is doing the things that you're doing. So sit down and think about it. Okay, if he beat somebody up at school, what happened? What provoked it?
Okay.
And if he was the bully, what happened beyond him beating that person up? Is he asking for attention? Is he dealing with something at home? Is he dealing with some type of mental illness? What's going on? You know? Okay. So, I mean, we have to stop blaming people and start taking responsibility for our own actions, no matter what the situation is.
Do you feel that social media, like these reality shows and how society now portrays what life should be like, I guess you say, do you feel that has some influence on individuals?
It does.
Especially our youth.
It does. I mean, you think about, what's this TV show? I think it's Black Ink, maybe?
Yeah, the tattoo show.
Tattoo show.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they portray as if everything is going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can run around, you can go to the club, you can do this, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? We may get in a little bit of trouble, but they're going to show it on TV. And it makes our kids feel like, it's okay for me to act this way.
Yeah.
But then you have parents like myself that, hey, you're not going to do that. So now my kid is picked on because they don't see the reality that these other kids see because their reality comes from TV. My children's reality comes from my parenting. There's a difference.
Yeah. Same thing with like Love and Hip Hop, all those.
Most definitely.
Chain of shows. I mean, you see people who have money, or we think they have money.
Mm-hmm.
They're all dressed up and, you know, they're in these professions, but they're just as, I hate these words, ratchet.
Messed up. We don't say ratchet, we're going to say messed up.
Messed up. As other people, okay. I'm trying not to use that word as much. Okay. And so, yes, there are some kids who emulate that behavior.
Mm-hmm.
They feel that if I'm loud and rowdy, you know, that's going to get me the respect or attention or whatever they desire.
There's one more example. You think about when you get pulled over by the police. I know, right? Ooh. You get pulled over by the police. Getting pulled over by the police. I can talk to them. Hey, how you doing, sir? You doing all right? And in a respectful manner. And I'll get better results.
Okay.
Versus, why you pull me over? Why you do this? Why you do that? I seen the other day a friend of mine posted. I'm not going to say his name. A friend of mine posted he pulled somebody over. And I think you see the same post I'm finna say about. And the guy had suspended license, expired tags, and some more stuff. And he was like, you just picking with me. No, that's not picking. You know,
you are breaking the law.
I mean, but you never sit down, and that's why I said people don't understand what bullying is. People don't understand that, you know, yes, our society, you know, law enforcement is not the best right now. I will say Jonesboro is getting better. I will say we have some wonderful officers. We have a great chief right now, you know, so I feel like a lot of things are getting better.
Yes.
But you still have those few, you know, but you don't understand the effects between being bullied or you were in the wrong.
That's right.
Sometimes you have to say, okay, I was wrong. I was wrong. When you own up to it, you get farther in life. You know, I mean, personally, there's a personal situation I can say. If this person would just own up to what they done wrong,
Yes.
and not point out what everybody else done wrong, their life would be 10 times better.
Relationships can be repaired, get better, grow, develop into in a more healthy manner.
Mm-hmm.
We can be better individuals overall. You know, there's those people that say you're just weak, and no, you're just mean.
Yeah.
That's the way
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I may be a little more sensitive to some things than other people. That doesn't make me weaker. So again, when someone, to me, that's a bully when they're saying you're just weak, you can't take it, man up, or you know.
That's exactly what it is.
Whatever.
And our teachers do that. Our teachers do because our kids can't take it. They're you know, quit being a crybaby, quit being a tattletale. No, we're telling our kids, hey, stand up, be different, let us know what's going on.
That's right.
Because if we don't, our kids, and I'm not talking about our teenagers, I'm talking about our single digit 9, 8, 7. They're gonna continue to try to commit suicide because they don't know what's going on. They're gonna grow into these people who that does these mass killings. They're gonna grow into something that we can't control. You know, I mean, the simple things. Like, for instance, everybody has their political views. Everybody. And the demonstration, again, that I did at the anti-bullying conference was, you know, I cracked the joke on our president. You know, at the end of the day, he's still our president. So I cracked the joke on him. In cracking that joke, everybody caught that part of bullying. Like, hey, you can't do that. That's bullying.
Okay.
But when you sit there and the person beside you, you say they smell like fish, what's the difference? Or the person beside you, you say, oh, your teeth are yellow or whatever. That's just the same. I'm not saying your teeth are yellow. Quit that. I'm not saying that at all. But that's the same thing as me saying, you know, calling President Trump Agent Orange. It's no different, you know? And so we have to get away from name calling. We have to get away from the things, the very things that, you know, just because I have a nice wardrobe and then the next person beside me has nothing does not give me the right to talk about them. You know, it's a time and a place for everything. Now, if I'm at my family's house and it doesn't make it right, and we're sitting around, we're having fun and we're cracking jokes, I have to get away from that because I'm notorious for that. I'll get with a couple of my family members and we'll go back and forth. But it's something that has been going on for 20 plus years.
Okay.
Doesn't make it right. And that's something we have to get away from because you never know. I could be having a bad day and you could say something that set me off and I go home and kill my whole family.
Yes. Yeah. Now, one thing I would like to see is those of us who recognize bullying, we need to start getting those bullies in check, calling them out. I watched a movie over spring break, and I don't know if I can say this. The movie was called F the Prom. And even though the movie was kind of quirky, goofy, there was one scene where this dad was talking to his son. The dad was basically a bully when he was in high school. He moved right next door to the kids he tortured in school so he could continue taunting them as adults. And so the dad told his son, if you don't stand up to the people in your class now who are being the bullies, who are making everyone else's life miserable, they're still going to be the same jerks when they grow up.
Right.
So it's time. You got to stop them in their tracks now. That was the message he was trying to get. So basically, he was like, if someone had checked me when I was your age, I wouldn't be the man I am today.
Right.
So if we start checking some people who are bullies now, they may start having a change of heart and mind and grow up to be better individuals.
Most definitely. That's something that we identify in the presentation as well. If you're sitting around and you're watching somebody being bullied, you're just as guilty as everybody else.
Yeah, I used to try to drill that into my son's head when he was hanging out with friends and doing certain things. Guilty by association.
Yes.
You see what's happening, you don't stop it. At that time, their thing was spray painting and sticky finger, $5 discount type stuff. If you don't stop it, if you are there and they get caught, you're guilty.
Guilty by association. Yeah, you're going to take that charge right along with him.
And sad to say he has. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Another thing I wanted to bring up as you were talking earlier about people don't want to take the blame for their actions. And this could be a whole nother show for grown-ups when it comes to marriages. You see married couples bullying each other by their behavior. Again, there's some root issue to their anger and whatever feelings, but they take it out on their spouse, make their marriage a living hell. And it's always, you caused me to cheat, or you caused me to be this way, or you.
What about us? What did we do? What did we do? You know, I'm married now, but I'm divorced as well. I've been divorced, but I'm married now.
Okay.
And
better get it right, because your wife gonna be on
But that's one thing that you don't think about until you have been through it, and now you're cycling back through. What did I do wrong? Let me tell you what I did, because if I fix me and you're still doing the same thing, guess what? I'm gonna end up doing the same thing over again.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one of those things that you look at in a sense of, how do I fix us?
Okay.
I don't want to fix me, because if I gotta fix me, then you still have a problem.
That's right. We're gonna put a pause right there. When we come back, we're gonna touch on the ACT prep event workshop coming up, and then wrap up our conversation. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Here are some common money mistakes and what you need to do to fix them. First, thoughtless spending. If you're not following a spending plan, also known as a budget, you're just not serious about improving your finances no matter what you say. Time to grow up and plan your spending. Not creating an emergency savings fund. You need at least 6 months of living expenses saved up as a cushion for unexpected setbacks, such as short-term unemployment or emergency repairs to your home or car. Determine an amount to save each month and have it automatically deposited into an account other than the one you use for regular household spending and expenses, becoming a real live ATM for your family and friends. There's nothing wrong with helping others, but if you lend money that should go towards your bills, debts, your emergency fund, and retirement savings, you're putting your own financial health at risk. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Danny Ford, owner of Glen St. Motors in Paragould, strongly believes in the values of family and hard work, with a commitment to the men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces who keep America free, providing sales and servicing of Chevys, GMCs, Buicks, and Cadillacs, located at 6345 Highway 49 in Paragould. 870-565-4358. Details at glenstparagould.com and at klekfm.org. God bless our troops.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
Tune in to Community Conversations every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. here on KLEK 102.5 FM. Join host Quabila Jones-Harden as she talks to people who are making a difference in the community and learn about the people and organizations that provide services to make Jonesboro a better place. Community Conversations every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. on KLEK 102.5 FM. The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyers.com.
Celebrating Women's History Month on KLEK 102.5 FM. Here's your Women's History Moment with Dr. Sharice Jones Branch.
This is Dr. Sharice Jones Branch, and this is your Women's History Moment. Born in 1900 in Elmo, Texas, to a farmer and domestic worker, Lou Bell Madison White was educated in the public schools of Elmo and Terrell, Texas. She graduated from Prairie View College in 1928 and taught school for 9 years until she resigned to work for the Texas NAACP's campaign to eliminate the state's all-white Democratic primary. In 1937, she became director of youth of the Youth Council and 2 years later acting president of the Houston branch of the NAACP. In 1943, she became the full-time executive secretary of the Houston branch. In 1946, she became state director of branches for the state of Texas. In the same year, she led the fight to integrate the University of Texas by persuading Heman Marion Sweat to become a plaintiff in the NAACP lawsuit to desegregate the institution. In 1948, White campaigned to get Henry Wallace's Progressive Party on the presidential ballot in Texas. She was a field worker for the national NAACP from 1949 until 1951, when she returned to Houston and to her position as director of state branches. Lulu White died on July 6, 1957. The same year, the national NAACP established the Lulu White Freedom Fund in her honor.
KLEK 102.5 FM is giving you more praise. That's right, KLEK brings to you All Gospel Wednesdays. Every Wednesday, enjoy all of your favorite gospel hits and get your praise on all day long. Plus, the return of the KLEK Praise Break. Lift up your hands, rejoice, and praise Him all day. All Wednesday, every Wednesday, on KLEK 102.5 FM.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Quabila Jones, with my special guest, Shamal Carter. I want to thank everyone for checking in. To Mr. Corrine Prunty, who also checked in. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for interacting on our Facebook live stream. Okay, so we're going to let Mr. Carter wrap up this final segment with, we're going to touch on the ACT prep, but I did want to just focus more on bullying and the relationships and, you know, things of that nature. And I got to get Shamal back when in between this traveling time. As you know, he has published one book that it's going to help a lot of people, and I can't wait to get my copy. Then he's also working on another book. This is how he's let God use him and his gifts and his knowledge to help other people. So I'm going to let you have the floor.
Okay. Well, first off, we find that a lot of our people in our communities can't afford to pay for the ACT prep course. So what Bridging the Family Gap and my Youth and Family Advisory Committee and Mid-South Health Systems, we put together a small workshop that consists of 30 students. First come, first serve. We're asking that you pre-register. On my flyer, there's an email address and my phone number. If you could just give me a call if you want to be registered for this event. We have certified teachers that are going to go over the important parts of the test. Science is not much of an issue for many people, but math and literacy and writing is the big issue. So we have teachers that are going to come in and hold this workshop, and we're going to take a mock test. It'll be April the 7th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Lunch will be served. We're going to bring all the kids in. We're going to do the practice test, and then we're going to wrap it up by the teachers are going to grade the test, and whatever their issues are, we'll be able to highlight it and say, hey, this is what you need to work on. And then we're going to use those children to kind of highlight what we're doing later on as far as how we're going to do the practice test and the prep course or whatever.
Why wasn't this around when I was in school?
That's the ACT prep. We're doing a Children's Mental Health Day in May. We're going to do it. We had to change the date. It was May 5th, but we had to change the date due to some conflict in scheduling. Like I said, I'm very, very busy. I just published a book 2 months ago, A Dream with No Hope. It identifies different situations in life that we went through and how I overcame them. I'm currently writing a book, and it's called Love Is Never Enough. Wow. It identifies things as parents we need to be aware of, and as well as being a better husband, a better friend, you know, the whole nine. That's one book that I'm very, very sold on right now, that I'm kind of excited about it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot. We're bringing a advocacy group to this area. It's called FAVISA, Family Voices of Arkansas. I am the state chair of that committee, and I want to bring it to our area so that we can have, as parents, a group banded together to advocate for our children without you guys. And I love it when you call me, don't get me wrong, but as an organization, you have more pull than one person. Okay. So FAVISA is a state organization, which we're trying to bring it under the Federation of Families, which is a federal organization. Okay. I'm currently working on that, but that's something that we all want to work together on as far as building our community. FAVISA is one of those organizations that you have support from everywhere. So if something happens here, I got a friend in Texarkana that she may know what's going on and she can help me here. Awesome. There's a lot. Like I said, I'll get you some more information that you can post it, but just be on the lookout. Like I said, I'll let you guys know when this next book will be dropping. I'm looking toward the fall because I want to do my research and get everything right so that it can truly help somebody. And my first book, A Dream with No Hope, it's not a very, very big read, but it's a read that has a lot of very powerful information in it.
We don't have to have a Jonesboro Authors reception. I know the library does one. We need to highlight more authors around here, especially the men. I love to see men who write. Yay!
Thank you.
Men who write, men who read. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much, Mr. Shamal, for joining us. Stay on the lookout. Go to his Facebook page. All his contact information is there. Reach out to him. Book him. Tap into his knowledge that he has. Don't let it go to waste. So thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to have you back again for more topics. I probably won't talk about bullying all the time. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to Community Conversations. Everyone have a very blessed day. Happy Monday, y'all.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. A program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of